Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Let's see which zodiac sign needs the next reading. Just get some light on this. Alrighty. Aquarius, that's great. I was actually just thinking about you, so that's awesome. You could have some kind of like rebellion or conflict with somebody. There could be a lot of boundaries or borders up at this moment. Let's pull some tarot. Somebody could have got hurt here. Aquarius. You can see that man just kind of stabbing his sword. Yeah, Ace of Cups in the reverse. It could have been a falling out, Aquarius energies. Maybe something that was like once you thought could be like a happy family situation could have had a falling out with. There could be King of Swords in the reverse energy here. Interesting. So this could have been you or masculine here in general. Someone cruel. King of Swords reversed. Abusive, manipulative, a need to control others, or a misuse of intelligence or authority. It can also suggest being too serious or uptight and a lack of focus or impulsiveness in relationships that warns of potential issues with a partner who uses intellect to manipulate or harm, and the need to be discerning when choosing a partner. Interesting. Yeah. Somebody might need to like engage in self-reflection, assessing the own tendencies towards manipulation, control, or a lack of emotional balance. Maybe somebody doesn't have a good relationship with their own emotions and they project this outwards. Let's see, Aquarius energies. Yeah, somebody could be stuck in something. This could be like jeopardizing a new beginning or a beginning of some sort. Let's grab some advice from the Celtics. I think there's a need to get clear. Aquarius. Oh yeah, I knew this card was going to come out. Like I saw it in my mind's eye before it came out. I was like, it's going to be the purple card, isn't it? Like I just sensed it. Your advice: luck, blessings, and serendipity. Heather blooms purple all over the highlands, lending a pink and magenta hue to the landscape and turning the air fragrant. In Scotland, it is one of the fairy triad plants of thistle, heather, and pine. So maybe like aromatherapy or lavender or like calming scents or like kind of calming vibrations could be important. It has been said to bring good fortune and was often given to brides or added to bridal bouquets. It was made of honey. It was also made into honey, ale, and wine. White heather is a sign of a fairy portal and is said to be especially lucky. Heather is a beautiful card, suggesting you're entering a time of good fortune. Many blessings are coming to you, and you find that you're frequently in the right place at the right time. So you might need to be in the right mindset, though, to take advantage of this. You might also be gifted items you might need from friends or family members. In addition, you might win competitions or find you receive a happy windfall like a tax return. When heather is in the spread, it mitigates the effects of less positive cards and brings a wealth of good things into your life. So make the most of this time and enjoy the blessings. This could be a portal, something about work, give and take dynamics, daily routine, health, um, connections, organizations, networks of people. Yeah, 17. It could be a relevant number. Libra energy, a relationship. Scorpio energy, intimacy, power dynamics, power plays. Could also be like, I feel like there's like yin and yang here. There's two ways this can go. Aquarius. Magpie addiction. Somebody could be getting over like codependencies or things like that. Communication on the bottom with wolf. Let's go ahead and read magpie. All that glitters catches eye. Substance is for flying high. Must avoid shiny temptation. Destruction comes from fixation. Yeah, interesting. All that glitters is not gold, as my beady eye testifies. Your obsession for the possession of that which you desire spirals out of control. So a lot of things to do with control here. Your continual quest to reach the highest of highs causes you to fall down and low and far from the nest. Anything shiny catches my attention, and don't think I won't dive bomb you from treasures you've been eyeing up. So somebody could be a thief here. My warning bids you to not be blinded by that which dazzles you, for your tendencies to worship materialistic idols have caused you to believe in false ideals placed upon you by peer pressure, I wanted to say society, as well as the media. Dangerous addictions fuel your habits, and you and others could be in danger because of your fixation. My sharp eyes see through the illusion of destructive patterns and cravings. So let me, I'm actually getting in my head the guy who killed Christina Grimmie. She was a singer who was killed by a stalker, which is very sad. But it just goes to show like how dangerous sometimes. She was such a caring, kind person with a lot of Pisces in her chart. So she was extremely, talented and beautiful, and probably talented in the arts, right? So let me work a little magpie magic to bring balance into your life as you reevaluate priorities. destructive patterns and cravings. You have an addictive personality, track the root. Let go of emotional baggage. Someone's behavior has to be addressed. Don't take risks at the expense of others. A treasured piece of jewelry turns up. Join a support group to help with addiction. For facing difficult situations, take a magpie feather and make a necklace or amulet for protection. Wear for boldness and facing fear. Use a tied bundle of feathers for sweeping over the altar or threshold. Call on goddess Hell or magpie when you need balance. This could be a conflict or some kind of conflict that might have erupted. Something about egos or give and take dynamics could have been at the forefront of this. Let's grab some juicy messages. Aquarius energies. Messages from Aquarius's spirit team and guides. Better choices equals better life. So they kind of are guiding me towards tarot to get you some advice. I'm going to do that. We have sun on the bottom of that deck. Let's see. Let's get you actions. Advice, please. Okay. Could be dealing with Sagittarius here. There could be a need to transform something. Maybe somebody has a lot of boundaries or guards up. Somebody could be rebelling against an earth sign feminine or a feminine that's quite stable. Sagittarius energy again. A lot of Sag energy here for sure. There's something about slow and steady wins the race. Taking a measured approach to something. Take a methodical approach and you'll achieve your dreams. Conservative, methodical, dull, dependable, patient, clever, efficient, and responsible. Somebody could be an overspender here. Actions, please. Yeah, somebody needs to change their mind or their perception about something as well. Celebrate your success with those you care about. Support sharing, celebration, problem resolution, gladness, bounty, joy, friendship, and society. Three of Swords in the reverse on the bottom, so this could be about healing a heartache, heartbreaks, and you can see all those swords. This could have been with a Sagittarius because the Wheel of Fortune is on the bottom in the reverse. Something about like moving into better timing as well. But yeah, a lot of pain here, definitely. Anything else for our lovely Aquarius advice? Ooh. It is safe for you to receive bountiful nature. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit of good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. So taking a more gentle approach, you can see the deer there that she's feeding. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree garden or sit under the stars or do some other activity to connect you with limitless vastness. I'm being called to the Kali deck, so let's grab that. So 717 as we begin this section. So 717, Libra energy there, Aries energy there, new beginning, a new relationship. Aquarius. Yeah, Moksha of Kali, wow. And Chinnamasta on the bottom. Let's see. Kind of being called a Chinnamasta. Let's see. Sacred severance is a radical grace. She is the soul's power to shed and survive and outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or the world, I was going to say a viewpoint because it's right under the hanged man in the reverse or sideways, or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, which we saw something about society or beliefs. She has the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. Systems of oppression within the mind and the world are overcome. You have the power to sever attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into path that is worthy of your heart. And then we have 39 there. Let's see. I feel like there's a lot of defensiveness here as well. You guys are ruled by Saturn, right? We do have Pluto now for the next 20 years conjoining all your Aquarius placements, so you definitely want to search that transit up and what it's going to be feeling like for you, right? Sun conjoining Pluto transit. Her passionate desire for your liberation is unflagging, and your relief will come swiftly. I feel like you have to let go and move into this new beginning of the Fool if you want to take advantage of it. She is speaking to you from within. She is the voice of reassurance. Can you hear her? Trust her. Soon you see things in a better light, and you are going to be liberated from the struggle you currently experience. Be true to yourself and your life path, and you attract the way forward as obstacles disappear. So it's being more authentic, right? Do not turn away, for you are destined to overcome all opposition, bringing your sacred path to fruition. Moksha is a Sanskrit term meaning freedom in the sense of complete self-actualization and spiritual liberation. It refers to the attainment of enlightenment and is considered the final release from involuntary suffering. The distinction between voluntary and involuntary is made because at a high level, certain divine beings take on the experience of suffering to assist those who are yet to experience moksha. They help to carry the load and move others forward. Our love for another, this can be something long-term that's been happening for a long time as well. Our love for another, a compassion for their pain may make us wish we could take their suffering so they no longer have to struggle. This is counter to the divine perspective of higher beings. They enter the realm of suffering to assist all. The divine understands the purpose of suffering, that it leads towards wisdom, strength, and ultimately empowerment. There is an art to alleviating suffering without depriving the soul of the growth it brings. They are loving divine beings of great wisdom, willing to help those trapped in suffering at all times. We call for assistance when we find our pain difficult to bear, including the anguish we feel when faced with struggles of others. These divine beings have sufficient wisdom and higher understanding to help in ways that create benefits for all. Interesting. The fifth of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses is the most shocking form of Kali Chinnamasta. She's the divine feminine avatar, self-decapitated and partaking in the blood that emerges from her throat. The name Chinnamasta translates as beheaded. She signifies a powerful activation of the spiritual path through the confrontation of oppressive behaviors, self-limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition, right? There was something here about someone being very dominating and not relying on emotions or intuition. The head is a symbol of the known, of thinking, all forms of authority. It is a head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our humans, unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the locus of control. So during Chinnamasta initiation, you will not understand what's happening, and you won't know how everything is going to turn out. This, as it is meant to be, is not something you have to worry about or fight against, especially if there's corruption. That's when beheading happens, right? Revolutions. Chinnamasta is a potent medicine for liberation. Her graphic iconography differentiates her from other forms of Kali. And usually when we don't make these changes internally, they're forced onto us externally, right? Because the energy is shifting regardless. That wears her favors accoutrements of severed heads and skull garlands. Chinnamasta severance is of her own head. This represents self-liberation. We do not need to wait, and this is giving Ganesha, right? When we begin something, Ganesh replaced his head, right? And that's why he rules the kind of the Ketu, which is the spiritual truth beyond any kind of illusions. We do not need to wait for another to intervene. She shows us the way to save ourselves, to move from inner courage to inner wisdom. Her presence can indicate a time when you must trust yourself completely without external support systems to rely on. The beliefs and constructs that once supported you are no longer able to do so. Success cannot come from the tried and true paths of the past. You are evolving beyond that. And that's interesting. I heard an astrologer talk about how usually when there's times of change or fear, people revert back to a childish kind of thinking the past was better than the future. It is time to rest in the void and allow for a new way to emerge. Despite the inherent violence of the image, Chinnamasta is not dead. Blood flows. She is very much alive, no matter how severe the challenges you are encountering, no matter what you let go of. So there is something here about moksha and liberation, which is great. You, the real you, which is not who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new order to be established. Things will never be the same because your real self is powerful enough to shed the false layers and radiate the inner beauty and wisdom more freely. Her partaking of blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by it. I mean, I believe Aquarius is a fixed sign as well, so we have a fixed T-square happening right now, so there's a lot of stubbornness, people not wanting to change, but it's coming. It is reassurance that at a deep level you are gaining something, and we have to have change if you want a new beginning, if you want to take advantage of this freaking new beginning, fool energy. You can't move towards something new if you're not willing to change. Let go of the past, right? From the chaos and deconstruction in your being and your life, you are gaining something. As you continue to move through the process of change, you gain energy for something new. Chinnamasta is self-nourishing through the spiritually conscious application of destructive energy. Chinnamasta shows us the transformation is not about trying to change others. It is about tackling our views and our fixed identities and our attachments to power or status. If a situation causes us pain, it appears to be under control of another person. Chinnamasta initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. We don't have to control outer circumstances or other people. Within us is the urge, okay, interesting, energy we need to continue on our path. So pay attention to your urges and instincts. We can draw on what we need from within. And that's true. If you're ignoring that, like if you have a gut feeling and there's guides and spirits trying to guide you and you're ignoring it because you think you have to do the logical mind is a slower, it's a limited brain, right? It's not using all the aspects of the brain. When you step into different frequencies, which the Stargate Project and the CIA, when they're training people to be psychics, Chinnamasta leads us into deeper terrain where we can release tendencies for self-sabotage. We're using the unconscious, right? Through ignoring our intuition, truth, and needs, we have the power to get out of our own way. This could be a conflict that could have emerged because of like money, self-esteem, maybe a home. But let's grab some juicy messages before we close this out. Anything else for Aquarius from the guides, please? Messages from Aquarius' guides, messages. Necromancer wanted to show itself, so there could be like a rebirth, a reborn. We have sending you the evil eye in the reverse. We have they got caught being messy, so they're playing the victim. I'm not sure if this was upright or reverse. Thief is watching, protect and work in silence. Wants to mess with your investments, time, energy, or focus, right? Your energy. Validate your emotions. So that could be really important for you guys here. They run away if things get hard. You have better options than choosing them. I think this is in the reverse, so take it as you will. Meg the Stallion. So somebody here could be a Sagittarius or a Stallion. They tried to stop you with drama. I'm not sure if this is upright or reverse. Stand up for yourself was in the reverse. Maybe let down your guards. They are a male mean girl. So maybe somebody here's a bit catty or a male that's more than feminine. Always in a negative feminine is what I want to say. Always, because anything that's like coming out in the wrong way is because it's been repressed. Always hold positive beliefs about yourself. It's up to you to call judgment on the situation and wants to take something from you. So maybe somebody was trying to steal something, right? Let's get actions. Advice, please. Oh, let's grab a different deck actually for that. I know we already asked, but I'm kind of curious what's going to come out now. Yeah, healing some kind of heartbreak. Boundaries could be important here. Yeah, there's somebody here who has a lack of strength or lack of self-empowerment. Let's grab a piece of advice for Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius. People and placements. Shark wanted to show itself a little bit. We have Phoenix. I think somebody else got that. I'm actually going to read Shark for you guys because it showed itself a bit. Let's see. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it, right? Repression. This card indicates something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over when we are hesitant to be honest and be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It might be tempting to I wanted to say conjure. That's interesting. Tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong. Oh, when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. Intriguing, captivating, mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky or destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. 111 is the page number, so very interesting. It could be a lot of egos at play as well here. Let's grab Sabian. Somebody needs to go through a big shakeup, but they're reluctant to do so. Big change here. Big transformation. Aquarius energies. Sagittarius 6. Patience is also important. A game of cricket. Okay, only mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the noonday sun. Always keep your composure. You can't score from the penalty box, and to win you have to score. Bobby Hull. Interesting. How a man plays a game shows something of his character. How he loses shows all of it. Don't ask me what the score is. I'm not even sure what the game is. Baseball, like cricket, is an elegant, leisurely summer game in which tension builds up slowly. So something about tension, right? We saw that with the shark card. Cricket, you have two sides, one out in the field and one in. Each man that's in his side that goes in and out when he's out comes in, and the next man that goes in until he's out. I don't know. If you must play, decide on 3 things at the start: the rules of the game, the stakes, and the quitting time. Keywords: playing by the rules, stiff upper lip responses, seeing through the illusions of what constitutes this polite society, having a role to play in the game of life, sportsmanship, being the batsman or the bowler, running and playing fair play, impeccable behavior, moving at will across the field, scoring runs, people on the outfield holding the bat, winning to the toss, opposing teams, games that go on day after day, patience, summer games, going by the umpire's decision, everyone having a go. The caution: difficulty in showing one's true feelings or emotions going against the rules of the game, something that simply is just not cricket or fair play. Curveballs, being caught out, games that are boring or long-winded, being the 13th man, silly rules that don't make sense. This could be a Taurus or something about self-esteem or self-value. Somebody has a lack of self-esteem, self-love here. Oracle, this reflects a time when it is not necessarily the game that is important, but how it is played. You may find that integrity is vital in this situation, and your honesty and ability to play by the rules of the game gives you just rewards, even if there is some initial sacrifice, right? Because karmic justice, karmic laws always comes back around. Careful teamwork is probably needed to stop things getting through the gaps. Although the situation may take some time, everyone must keep their toes ready for something that may come out of the left field. It is important in this situation for everyone to understand the expectations required of them. Honesty, integrity are important and also highly regarded. Behaving against these expectations receives a harsh reaction and treatment, and possibly even rejection from others on the playing field. This is not a time for anyone to be pushing the envelope to test what is acceptable to the rules of society. The rules and guidelines for operating the situation should be made very clear. There will be some form of punishment for dishonesty. There is a need to remember everyone's position in the game, your own or others. Also, every game has its rules. Well, interesting anyways. Let's see if we can get any last oracle messages of advice. Oh, this one wanted to come out. God has a plan for you. Okay, anything else for our Aquarius messages? Cauldron. transformation on the bottom. Almost came on the reverse, it looks like. Let's see. You've battened down the hatches and refused to budge, even though you're seconds from being swept away. Let the winds carry you where they wish you to go. You may not understand why you're being taken so off course, but realize there is a great plan beyond your current understanding. This could be regarding career or something long term, Capricorn energy. A cauldron is essential for a witch and often the center of the home. It has many uses for cooking to working spells, brewing potions, making floor washes. The cauldron is a vessel of transformation. That's funny, you had transformation. Turning materials into something useful, healing, and nourishing. We did see temperance here as a part of your advice, which is alchemizing, I believe. I believe we saw that quite a few times in this reading. The cauldron is a symbol of bringing many things together to create things you want. Sometimes things have to be broken down before something new can be created. It may take several attempts before you have the perfect outcome. Don't be afraid to fail or try spells a few different times or different ways, right? Testing as you're cooking, you test, and so you can tell which ingredients to put in, right? Is it salty? Is it not salty enough? Is it too acidic? Does it need sugar, right? As you grow into your practice, you begin to see what works and doesn't. You understand the signs of your bubbling pot and make adjustments when needed. If you're holding a cauldron, it's because there is not one path to the outcome you seek. You may have to try different approaches to manifest what you desire. Perhaps becoming a millionaire means you have to develop a few different sources of income, or to find love, you have to kiss many frogs before finding the prince. A spell may need to be worked over the course of many months or even years. You can always expect workings to happen within the course of a moon cycle. There are often things in your aura that prevent you from being able to receive what you seek. Perhaps you have to learn how to manifest something else before manifesting the bigger goal. Trust your intuition. Big focus on intuition here again. Something about work, daily routine, give and take dynamics, and something about cheaper by the dozen, or something about eggs, or maybe definitely self-esteem and self-love is incredibly important here. It's actually giving that clip from the TV show Legion, where she talks about a delusion is like an egg. It's we can create anything. We create our realities. Whether you create something good or something negative is up to you, right? So let's see if we have any actual chakras for Aquarius to end this off with. I make my own decisions with confidence and conviction. Yeah, big focus on the number 12 constantly. So big focus on self-esteem, finances, savings, self-worth, self-value. I am motivated to pursue my true purpose. This could be regarding family life or real estate endeavor, or dating, or something creative that you want to create, especially regarding your emotions. I welcome love with an open heart, and I am worthy of the life I want. I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed it. And on the top, I always trust and follow my intuition. This could be regarding career. This could be regarding something long-term. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal use on the Buy Me a Coffee link or leave a tip through there. And good luck. Take care.